Welcome to Studio 5. We've got a great lineup in today's show. Here's the rundown.
Been almost a year. I think it's time.
Everyone has really missed you.
A pastor navigates sudden loss and becomes a single father in It's Not Like That.
Just kind of see a story of a man trying to figure life out, trying to figure out what he's searching for.
Through the pain we all go through, you will never understand what I'm going through.
An intimate and exclusive look at I Can Only Imagine 2.
It was really emotional. No one can kind of train you for that.
Plus, Travis Greene returns to his music roots.
My choice, I choose home, sweet Carolina. Good folk, they don't get no finer.
And we begin with It's Not Like That, a new series whose main characters are a pastor and father who's lost his wife, and a parishioner and family friend whose husband has left her, alone with their children.
You don't need to walk us in. Mom never did.
Look at Dad.
Okay. All right, well, you guys have a great day, okay?
Where did this story come from? Where was it born?
Well, like most of the projects that we write, it was something that came from our lives first and foremost.
I think it's time.
Everyone has really missed you.
There's just so much to mine here, emotionally, dramatically, comedically, and that's really the sweet spot that we love to live in.
What will we see unfold, without giving too much away, over the course of this season?
I think over the course of this first season of It's Not Like That, you're going to see two families really learn to lean on each other to survive their various situations, the grief that they're in ways that are both dramatic and funny.
I lost my wife, and now I'm overloaded on widower sympathy.
I get it. The moms at school just want to gossip about me and rescue you.
Yeah.
For both of you, you play a couple divorcing in this series. Tell me about your character, who she is.
Yes, I play Lori Soto, dealing with a recent divorce where she was left. It's loss, it's change, it's like all of it. And so we find her at the beginning, her and Malcolm, Scott Foley's character, like leaning heavily on each other to kind of maintain normalcy for the kids, for their families, for each other.
Try not to leave with preacher, please.
There's my friend Malcolm.
Yeah. My wife's dead.
David is a music manager, successful one. He is a devoted father of two. He is a man who is dealing with his inner demon, so to speak. He's someone who was not happy for a while and decided to leave this beautiful woman at a very bad time. You just kind of see a story of a man trying to figure life out, trying to figure out what he's searching for, trying to be a good dad. Yeah, it's a beautiful, heartfelt story that is just really extremely relatable, and we're super proud for everyone to see it.
What was it about this story that made this a project you wanted to be a part of?
The writing. The moment I read it and the moment I realized, when you see writing, for me at least, and you see a line and you think of that line and you see the complexities under that line, there's so much subtext that goes on. That's when, at least for me, when I'm like, this writing is these guys know what they're doing.
Yeah, when this came my way, the script I just thought was so beautiful, I think it felt like a show that really needed to be made. We're in tricky times.
I promised Jenny I'd look after her kids.
Too much of your life revolves around that man.
We've been getting closer.
Tell me about the dynamic, because everyone in the show are people of faith, because one of the central places in it is a church and there's a pastor in it. Tell me about weaving that thread throughout, and what's that been like? It's
a family show that just integrates that in a very realistic way. And I appreciated that. It's not preaching anything. It's just people who live their lives with faith and realistic stories about them.
JR, what elements of you are in your character?
Great question. Family is everything to me. So it's something that's I think it's very, I could mirror the loyalty that he has of wanting to be a good human being is kind of always been something at the forefront. My parents as well divorced when I was in my early 20s. it's been a difficult road to navigate being an only child. And also faith, to be honest with you, faith is something really important to me. And something that's really helped me kind of get through really hard times. And I really don't think, in my opinion, that David would have been able to make it out of some of these dark moments if he didn't have, you know, his understanding of, you know, what he believes in and his faith underneath all that.
So we are about to release this project to the world, and everyone is going to get an opportunity to see it. How are you feeling? What are you hoping?
I love it. I think it's such a special show. I loved doing it. I've seen them all now. I think they're beautiful, and I just want to get it out there and share it. It feels right for the moment.
I hope that people fall in love with these human beings. I hope people can relate to these human beings. I hope people can come out with a little more grace and compassion from watching these human beings and realizing that at the end of the day, you know, we're so quick to judge and make our assumptions. And the reality is we have no idea what demons and what stuff people are actually dealing with.
I don't know if this feeling is because I'm lonely or you, Miss Jenny.
We're not just going to erase Mom.
No one's erasing Mom.
What are we going to do?
I don't know.
I think it is about trying to live your life with grace and empathy. It's called It's Not Like That because we sort of have a way of looking at the world through our own lens and thinking we understand what people are going through, friends, families, anyone. And we really don't. It's not like that. It's really so much more complicated. And if we can learn to sort of appreciate that, we'll all be a little richer for it. So hopefully it's just some, you know, some good old-fashioned empathy.
Hey!
But it's so fragile.
Focus on your own family. Sometimes you get this feeling. You can't let that moment pass you by.
It's Not Like That begins streaming on the Prime platform January 25th. Still ahead, a first look at I Can Only Imagine 2.
They're like, have you heard about this song that Bart wrote called Even If and his journey as a father? And I was like, oh, tell me more. So they got to the end of telling me the story. And they're like, it's kind of like the spiritual sequel I Can Only Imagine. I was like, no, that's the actual sequel. I can get that greenlit tomorrow.
Welcome back to Studio 5. I Can Only Imagine 2 is in theaters next month. The major motion picture continues the story of Mercy Me's Bart Millard. In this story, the son is now the father.
You got your dream.
I Can Only Imagine by Mercy Me, one of the most beloved songs of all time.
You inspired millions of people.
I Can Only Imagine did so well, more than 80 million. Is there more story to tell? Why are we doing this?
That's $80 million. We did good.
I mean, what did you think was going to happen? You're just going to ride off into the sunset?
When they started talking about doing a sequel, I was very skeptical. I was like, no, let's not rock the boat. That was a great moment. Let's move forward. But they're like, have you heard about this song that Bart wrote called Even If and his journey as a father? And I was like, oh, tell me more. So they got to the end of telling me the story, and they're like, it's kind of like the spiritual sequel I Can Only Imagine. I was like, no, that's the actual sequel. I can get that greenlit tomorrow.
Seems we find ourselves at the crossroads.
First movie was really about fatherhood, but it's about Bart wrestling with his dad, that relationship, but his father was abusive, and coming to terms with that. Now it's Bart as a dad of being like, nobody trained me how to do this job, and how do I give my kids what I was never given?
Hey everybody, I'm Bart Millard from Mercy Me. I'm Fake Bart. Yeah, John Michael Finley was his name.
What ingredients do you need in a song story for it to be a movie?
These two songs in particular, Imagine Even If, were written out of some difficult seasons of my life.
Sometimes you win some. The question is,
sometimes you lose some.
Are we still headliner material?
Never looked at it as ingredients, but definitely, I think just the idea that most of the songs that I write come out of me just trying to work out my issues. There's always a story connected.
How would you describe how we meet Bart in this chapter of the story?
The tables have turned, and now we see Bart as the father. And it was such a wonderful challenge.
You got another hit cooking?
What did you, in meeting Sam, feel you wanted to bring to screen in portraying him?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
It is. So In meeting Sam, we talked a lot about the struggle to connect. I feel like that is such an important thing to share that like all of us go through it.
I'm Tim. I'm Bart's warm-up. This is my first tour, you know? It's my first tour too.
Milo, naturally you see I Can Only Imagine the first go round, and now we're doing I Can Only Imagine 2. When you saw the first, was it something you thought, I'd love to do something with someday, or?
I did it backwards.
Oh, wow.
I was offered a movie called I Can Only Imagine 2, and I'm like, I should probably watch the first one.
I like that.
I just want to write something that helps people through the pain we all go through.
I get to meet and study and just become friends, close friends with Tim Timmons. And what a gift.
Milo brings your character to life. When did you know, I don't know whether it was going through it, or when did you know that the story, your story, would be a story to share?
I'm truly, I feel so seen by how he played me. I mean, just as a human, just watching him do what he did was just so encouraging to me.
This tour is your dream. It's our dream.
You play the wives. Take me into who they are. How would you describe the wife that you're playing?
Gosh, I mean, they really are the rocks. If Shannon wasn't as strong and as incredible as she is and as patient, there'd be nothing for him to come back to.
Worried I might break him.
Or he just might fix you.
There is an absolute, like, eagle-eye presence to her, where you're like, oh, you're not just go with the flow. Okay, I see. You make the flow. You are the flow. That's her.
When did accountant Bart show up?
I don't know, man. About the time I invited my diabetic kid along on this writer's block-inducing make-or-break tour.
So how are you feeling as we sit here close to release?
Yeah.
How are you feeling about what you've done?
You know, I'm excited. Dennis is a non-negotiable. John Michael's a non-negotiable. So we brought back all the originals, and just getting these people back together 8 years after we made the first one, that in of itself was a gift. But then we got to add to the cast these new characters, and bringing Milo Ventimiglia in to play Tim Timmons as this kind of spiritual guide. Milo steals the show.
Gratitude. Grief. Finding a way to hold them, both.
You know, you don't want to make a sequel just to make a sequel because it was a success at the box office. You needed it to be a story that stands on its own, and but just the experience of making this film, working with Andy it's really special to be a part of it.
You will never understand what I'm going through.
Even if, is it your it as well?
It is one of my it as wells. Yeah. I want to write songs and prayers that help us in the middle of hard things, not just pull us through with everything's great, God's good, but like that really help us pray well. So that's kind of my aim with all the songs that I put out, or how do we make an honest look at life and hold all the tensions.
God is in fire, and it is beautiful. This song needs you.
I Can Only Imagine 2 hits theaters nationwide February 20th. We've got an in-depth special on the film in the coming weeks. Right now, it's time for this week's Studio 5 Snapshot. In the week that began with America honoring civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr., we paused to honor and remember the life of an overlooked hero of the civil rights movement. This is Claudette Colvin, who actually made a stand on an Alabama bus 9 months before Rosa Parks. She was just 15 in 1955, and her arrest for refusing to give up her seat on a segregated Montgomery bus helped to spark the modern civil rights movement. Colvin was charged with 2 counts of violating Montgomery's segregation ordinance and 1 felony count of assaulting a police officer. She was convicted on all counts in juvenile court. The segregation convictions were overturned on appeal. Colvin died just days ago at age 86. And that's your snapshot for Studio 5 this week. Still ahead, we're catching up with recording artist Travis Greene.
I actually got a song on the album called Home Sweet Carolina. And it's a nod to Carolina. You know, David wrote a song about Jerusalem, so why can't I sing about Carolina?
Hey, welcome back to Studio 5. Grammy Award nominated recording artist Travis Greene is the pastor and founder of Forward City Church. It's in South Carolina, and that's inspired his new music project. It's called Made in the South.
Take me down to the south, green grass growing on the ground.
So we've got new music coming.
Yes, sir.
You just did an international tour, if you will.
Yes, sir. Been a little bit.
Made in the South. Tell me about it.
I'm pumped about this, man. It's really a callback to the simple thing.
I know what the good life is. Take me down to the south.
I'm a Southern boy, as are so many of the artists that we love. I actually got a song on the album called Home Sweet Carolina. And it's a nod to Carolina. You know, David wrote a song about Jerusalem, so why can I sing about Carolina? There's so many people who are from Carolina. Donnie McCurtain from Carolina. Donna Lawrence from Carolina. Shirley Caesar. Chandler Moore. John Piquet, of course. And the list goes on and on. Roots are from the Carolinas. And so I want to make a song to just shout out an album that has the soul of the South.
Wave goodbye, child, you cried long enough. Dry your eyes, it's your time to get back up.
You know, I was studying the Bible and I thought about the fact that David was from Judah, right? Bethlehem, Judah, southern region. And he was from the South, you know, and the major difference between him and Saul wasn't necessarily the level of their sin. It was their return and their repentance to God. And I think there was something in David that reminded him of where he was from. It's like, man, he found me in a pasture. You know what I mean? He found me with a harp in my hand. He found me as I was a worshiper before I was a warrior and before I was a king. And he returned back to the simple things. Saul, however, forgot where he came from. The Bible says when Saul was called, Saul was hiding in the supplies. He didn't even think that he was worthy of being called. And somewhere along there, he allowed pride to enter his heart. And he never repented. And so for me, I want to just stay humble. I want to stay low. And I'm calling us all back to the simple things. So whether you're from the South or from the North, wherever you're from, it's really call back to the simple things, to prioritizing the presence of God.
To stay with me, so many reasons to walk.
You guys, I was watching last night on Instagram, posted, all of you worshipers in one room. Take me in the room. What was that like?
Well, we did a listening party with BMI, and there's so many features on the album. My best friend, Tasha Cobbs-Leonard, is on the album. Lecrae, Jonathan McReynolds, another one of my best boys. Jennifer Hudson, Andre Day, Anatolia, Maverick City, Forward City, a female I'm introducing named Rocky, who's an amazing artist. And so the listening party is only 9 tracks. It lasts about 33 minutes. So we did a listening party for it, and I talked about the album. And then I really felt like, because I was in prayer yesterday morning, I felt like God just wanted us to just offer our gifts back to him. So instead of ending it with one of my songs on the guitar, I just started singing worship songs, and it was spontaneous. I just started calling people to the room. It was an amazing move of God.
Made in the South is available wherever you stream or purchase your music. Welcome back to Studio 5. You know, music helps us to bring you this show each and every week, and this week's soundtrack comes from a dance track from Bruno Mars. Take a listen and you'll hear why I Just Might is what's playing in my ear this week.
Gotta get down, you know what to do. Hey, Mr. DJ, play a song of this pretty little lady. 'Cause if she dances good as she look right now, I just might make her my baby. I just might make her my baby. Hey, I just might.
Bruno Mars' new album, The Romantic, is set for release February 27th. On that musical note, we are just about out of time for this week's edition of Studio 5. So let's take a quick look at next week's rundown.
God, it's just you and me now. Tell me what to do now. Teach me how to have church on a Monday.
Countdown to Grammy Weekend with nominee Brunish Charles.
Now I'm nominated for the first time ever as a writer, writing a song that Tasha Cobbs and John Legend is on.
We see his works, he can do more. He's a good God.
in an intimate one-on-one with the musician, producer, and songwriter.
I was so in love with just what God can do, and that the lowest place of God is like literally the highest. Like, it's holy. Even his feet is holy, right?
Please join us for that and so much more next week. As for this week, we've got time for just one more thing. Let's have this week's final word.
It's so hard for me in some ways to watch my cancer journey on the other side. And even just writing this on my wrist every morning, that I got another day, but to watch him do it from the outside of me was encouraging, but was really, I found empathy and compassion for myself that I probably have never experienced before. So that was beautiful.
Now, naturally, people are going to see this and wonder, how are you doing physically?
Yeah, thanks for asking. There's still tumors on my liver wearing out my heart, they say. But I was given 5 years to live 25 years ago. And
here you are.
Today I woke up again. I got off a plane this morning and I woke up again today. And then tomorrow, if I wake up again, giddy up.
And that's a great final word for this week's edition of Studio 5 and this week's look at uplifting entertainment. Until next time, make time to uplift someone around you, and then please come on back and see where Studio 5 takes you next week. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching.